There are a lot of people who consider Ric Flair to be the greatest pro wrestling champion of all time. Is Ric Flair the greatest pro wrestling ever? Can an argument even be made for this? You can start, Bruno.
Not for me. For my money, he doesn't even rank. I'll give him this. He's a hard worker. He always was. You cannot take it away from the guy. He's not the guy who came in there and ate around with laser or anything like that. Absolutely not. But the example I gave a while back, it was a Ric Flair, because in my opinion, when I've seen Ric 2-3 times, I've seen him 100 times, and I never liked that. I never liked that. I don't like people to know exactly what's coming up. And with him, I think anybody could tell.
Harley, what do you think? Can a case be made for Ric?
Well, sure, a case could be made for anybody. I've wrestled Ric thousands of times all over the world. I've never went in the ring that I can remember of and ever let someone lead me or tell me what to do in the ring, including him. It's just, he's a superb talent. I don't want to sit here and say that myself or Bruno or anybody's better than whoever. I think the question's been answered.
Okay. Okay, so let me pose this and you can answer yourself. Who's the greatest pro wrestling champion of all time?
I have no idea.
In your heart of hearts, in your
say,
most secret moment.
I would say I rank up there pretty close, but I'm not going to sit here and say that Joe Blow's better than Tom Thumb.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I couldn't come. I don't think it would be fair to say, because you just said that somebody thought Flair was the best. That's their opinion and entitled. There have been a lot of great in the NWA. Of course, you put Harley on top with anybody, but then you had some other guys. The Funks were pretty good. You had Luthez, who's pretty good. Since I've been around, that is, because prior to that, I don't know how many other great ones. But there have been some really great guys. I for myself would be very difficult to just say one guy and say he was the head and shoulders above everybody else. I don't know. I can do that.
Yeah.
Thing,
But if we had to pick a great champion or a greatest champion, what would be the things that we'd have to look at? Would it be gate receipts? Would it be longevity as champion? Would it be number of times as champion? What do you think those determining factors should be when you talk about a great champion? We'll start with you, Bruno, since you finished the last question.
A great champion is one who I think that, as far as for the public, one that is found interesting enough to the public, they will continue to keep supporting him because they think that he's great or right up there. What makes also a great champion, in my opinion, is again one who dedicates himself to that role, and that is to always see to it that he's in good shape. You know what I mean? That he looks the part, that he looks like a champion. And I've also been pretty strong about his overall conduct. You want to be looked upon with respect. You want to be looked upon as a guy who say he's a professional wrestler and in a classy way. I don't like it, and I never did. None of us are perfect. God knows none of us are perfect. But I think it's important on how you behave when you're in that position and to the public, as far as to what it means to be that champion, in wrestling or whether it be boxing or anything. And I think it's a true champion is a guy who meets all these qualifications.
Harley, is it behavior? Is it gate receipts? Is it money? Is it longevity? What is it?
I think it's everything that you just mentioned. Being able to go out in that ring with anybody and being able to go for any length of time and fill those butts in the arenas throughout the world. And there's a few of us that have been that fortunate, right? One guy sitting right beside me is one of them. And I had the opportunity to be in almost every country except Red China and Russia as the NWA champion, and I take it with a lot of pride. The people that were around back in that era are, to me, the greatest there's ever been in any sport, and I consider this a sport.
Another greatest question.